Geekly! This week, we want sad Spidey. Mike DoorDashed a car? And now your host. He's got a car. He doesn't have a third topic. It's Mike and Deglio.
What is up, team? Welcome. Oh, none of the buttons work to K&M Geekly. It's all the wheels are falling off. It's just a sneak peek at Three Geeks.
That's not a good thing for your first day with a new car, buddy.
Three Geeks talking about two things, I guess, that are getting them through their week. I usually wait for topic number 3 until I see the text threads coming through, but nobody really said anything.
I don't give you my topics because I come up with them on
That's true.
spot.
What's up,
Whoa. Spider-Man. Who was talking about Spider-Man?
I know,
Who
that's
you guys
one.
up?
That was
That's
one. That's one.
That's all I've been doing, dude.
Don't
Spider-Man.
throw Ron under the bus. Ron has absolutely been contributing to the thread.
I'm not particularly sure how I didn't. I was just saying I usually wait to pick up the third topic by like what the general chat is, but we have not been. I guess WrestleMania, but I don't really want to talk. We can talk about guys. I got to be honest with you. Let's jump right in. Nick is still working. We've been missing our Mondays when Nick is free, so I'm going to pick him up later and I'll talk to him. And you know what? If he has anything important to say, I'll make sure he checks you all out on the Discord, which is a thing. You can check it out in the link below. Join the Discord. Nick is so excited.
Nick, he's still hurting over that ass whooping I gave him for Optimus Prime and not being better than Rodimus Prime. Battle.
Okay. There are on the Discord you can say you can offer what you think our next topic for Geekly Versus should be. We've got some ideas. Gents, first thing I want to talk about. Let me just jump right in because Nick has been really excited about the road to WrestleMania, and we're all kind of wrestling folks, or we are either lapsed wrestling fans or current wrestling fans. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have zero interest in wrestling anymore, and I've been try to psych myself up because you guys are sort of into it, and I want to be. I don't want the FOMO. I got to watch the stuff, but I can't even get on board with knowing what's happening for WrestleMania. Is it worth chiming in, or should I just show up day of and say, "Hey, I'm here"?
Ooh. Keith, take it away, Keith.
I mean, look, I'm only one click away from where I'm still excited about it. I still enjoy it. I still watch the pay-per-views. But honestly, the state that the WWE is in right now is just brutal. And we've talked about it on the show before. Like, it's really hard to separate the corporate issues they have. It's hard to separate the political issues. It's hard to root for the company the way that they're treating the fans and the country and the wrestlers. And so, yeah, I feel like I will be reflexively watching it. I will be out of habit, excited to watch it. The only thing that has piqued my interest at all of late is Danhausen. I think he's just fun. I just really enjoy Danhausen. But other than that, I'm not keeping up with any of the storylines. I watch maybe 7 minutes a week, and most of that is what comes up in my TikTok feed.
Yeah, the Danhausen thing, I only know who that person is. And this is what's so messed up about you guys were kind of talking about a situation I only heard when I was logging on, but the only reason I even heard of this Danhausen character is because of the incredible hate he received when he showed up in WWE.
How dare you exist, sir?
How dare you? Good coverage now is you got to get flamed or trolled and be hated and be able to turn that around. That's positive press. Just like you've got to have one of the bad auditions on one of those singing shows so that you get the internet fame, and then you don't have to sign up for the contract by winning the competition. Losing is better. I don't know. I can't figure it out anymore. But Keith said something. I don't want to air your guys' private conversation, but I heard a pull quote.
It's probably a very bad idea.
Yeah. But I heard a pull quote that was basically, bullying is now a professional occupation for most, something along those lines, and it's damn true. I mean, that goes internet commentators. Keith and I watch Star Trek. It's one of our jobs, and a lot of times people, not our community, but there are sometimes comments that we like it too much, right? That we're not hard enough on this show, that we're supposed to hate, or this episode's supposed to be bad. And it's always liking stuff is no longer
cool,
fun
bro.
for people. Yeah.
Because the internet is now 7th grade. where like the minute you like something, you're lame. And it's I think what did I say? I said bullying is now a performance art.
Yeah,
and,
right.
and it is
Trolling,
now
right.
Yeah, trolling.
trolling
Yeah.
is a performance art, and it's so ugly, and this week being the week that I don't know if you heard, Mike, but they canceled Starfleet Academy.
I did not
canceled
hear
that?
that.
They did. They're gonna do season 2, but it's gonna be done after that. And look, everybody is very much entitled to whatever opinion they have on any show. I haven't seen all the episodes, but I loved the 6 or 7 episodes that I've seen. I thought it felt the most Star Trekky of the contemporary Trek, and I was like, I'm really on board with this. There are valid opinions here or there, but like I think that show, it doesn't have to be for everybody. Like I didn't like Disco, but I like this. Whatever. Everybody has different opinions, but I think that show got bullied and trolled out of existence. The people who call themselves fans of Star Trek, and I'm not talking about the people who just have valid complaints, and they're absolutely valid complaints and valid opinions. But I think as a culture, they decided to bully this show into cancellation, and not ever give it a chance, not allow oxygen for people who might have actually been enjoying it. And I think it says something. I'm embarrassed about how the Star Trek fans treated that show. Again, not for people who have valid opinions, and we have people here who have absolutely very thoughtful, very valid opinions for not liking it, and not liking it. Of course, you do not have to you don't have to like it. But I think there was an operatic, performative bullying of that show that was kind of ugly.
So are you guys like Star Wars fans now? Are you with us now?
Whoa.
You bully the actors offline and you bully the shows and get them canceled? Is that what you guys are saying?
Like I think there's
Wow.
well, it's the same thing. It's the sort of like toxic environment. Oh, it's too woke. They had, they had a multiracial cast. One of them's gay. It's terrible.
Go woke or go broke, bro.
Right, and it's so toxic and stupid and missing the point of both franchises. But again, I think it's performance art. I don't even think these people have even thought about it.
Yeah, I think I don't want to. It's many things, right? I think it's that, as well as I think a lot of these beloved, let's say, franchises or IPs, people, instead of sharing your love for the thing by collectively enjoying whatever it's offering you, people try to gatekeep it to prove that they are the holders of the thing, right? And the best way to do that is to prove that you don't enjoy it, which is why I would say that for the most part, my experience in Star Trek has been lovely, because I came in admitting I know nothing about this and actually fearing this sort of alienation that might bring upon me. And that has not been my experience.
Yeah.
And I've loved it for that. But I have witnessed it. And we live in this weird time we've kind of seen it all, right? It used to be, look, there was only so many channels, even on cable. And so if a thing didn't have good ratings, it got canceled. If it was successful, whether you liked it or not, looking at you, 2.5 Men, which I thought was just a piece of trash for the most part, but a lot of people watched it, and so it continued on, right?
I watched it.
Sure. And I'm not judging. I didn't like it. But what I'm saying is so many people did that it had so many seasons. But nowadays, there's so many streaming services. There's so many things that nobody even has to, and nobody really discloses how many people watch these things, really, that you can believe. The only metrics that you see are like their streaming metrics provided by them. So you don't really know if any of it means anything.
All fake news, yeah.
And so the viewers are no longer making these decisions, right? It's not a free market type of scenario. It's just they respond. I guarantee you this Paramount thing is not based solely on viewership. It's based a lot on these comments. It's based a lot on political pressure for whatever reasons may be. And that sucks. And so what you start to see is the things that are getting, it's not new shows that are getting greenlit. What you're seeing is, and this is not a knock on, you're seeing scrubs. Shows that had been successful, died, and now they're bringing them back for another go round. Now, I happen to like Scrubs, happen to like the reboot. Not the point, right? Like, that's what we're going to get for now. So when people start complaining, there's nothing new, there's nothing, well, you're not going to get new things,
because the
especially
minute
as
you
we
put out
consolidate.
something new.
Yeah.
Look, and I think it's sort of an attitude that is sort of what this show is the opposite of, right? It's like, if I don't like it, you're not allowed to like it either. And there's like, if you like it, you're stupid, you're woke, you're whatever. And it's like, yeah, like, if I don't like something, I don't want you not to like it. You know, but it's
there was a
internet. What do you know? The internet sucks.
There's a great example happening right now. Ron, we'll let you chime in just a second.
No, I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
You know, Nick is a great example of this. So he has been really excited. You know, he's like you, Ron. He's on this quest to find whatever his next video game is. And now, big release. Nick mentioned in one of his earlier in this year, we talked about things we were psyched about. This game called Crimson Desert, right? And it's this new huge RPG. Think Red Dead 2, but like bigger, more systems, more stuff happening. And it came out this past week, and they had given reviewers like 100+ hours of extra time to review it and whatnot. And for the most part, only 2 reviews came out. People who just loved it. This is the greatest thing in the universe. It's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's all this. And people were like, this is a waste of your time. They don't appreciate your this. There's no voice in the middle that says, hey, I'm trying it out, I'm giving it a go. At least not initially is what I'm saying, right? You want to get your most clickbaity review on the internet first. And before trying it, this was his most anticipated game. Before trying it, these reviews made him be like, not for me. And I sort of think, and look, we are guilty of this. We are on a show where we just talk about stuff like this. So, but like reviewing or giving our just thoughts and opinions without actually having experienced it is sort of become the thing. And I don't know. It's just kind of ruining
but
everything.
Also, it's like all like the not reviewing. It's sort of this what I just said before. I'm repeating myself, but it's like the review isn't. Oh, this isn't for me. It's this is for nobody.
Right.
No one's allowed to enjoy this.
Right. Exactly. Ron, let's go back to the beginning.
Well, I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
What is the worst franchise or fan base? Because I am a Star Wars fan. I'm also a wrestling fan, and both those fan bases are very toxic. So I always thought that Star Trek was the nice community. But what you're telling me, like, I'm kind of getting scared now, because if you go into Star Wars not knowing anything, they'll eat you alive. I know nothing about Star Trek. I don't want to be bullied, like we talked about, Keith. Don't make me cry. I will cry. I have thin skin. I will cry.
I would argue that the hardcore bullies are not Star Trek fans. I don't think you can understand and appreciate what Star Trek is and be a bully about it.
Well, I see irony. That's ironic, dude. You know what I mean? Like the hypocrisy of it all.
Yeah. Which is not to say that I can't pick apart whether the Flurmistan was set at 7 in the series, in 1967, and now all of a sudden it goes up to 15 because the Flurmistan doesn't work with a capacitor. Like, that's not the type. That's just nerds talking. That's not bullying.
I think the answer really is, and I've been trying to do this recently, is what you just said, Ron. It's what's the better fan base, and it's what you seek out, because what you really want, and this is one of the things I absolutely love about you, Ron, is that when you like something, you want to celebrate it. You don't want to go in and bash it. You want to enjoy the hype and the ride. So I would say it's about curating the sources you're going to on social media or listening to sources that are just celebrating, right? There are moderated communities that are like, we're not here to be a critical eye and find the middle, right? We're here to just celebrate and be super psyched about, right? Discord servers are really great for that. So for me, the stuff I like, I'm no longer trying to like find people who hate it, people who like it, and try to get a Metacritic, right? If I like it, I want to find other people who also like it and freaking celebrate it.
100%. Like a fan base is not a monolith. You have to find the fan base within the fan base that supports the fandom that you want to have.
Yeah, I think so. So, like, I want to love wrestling again. I really want to. And like Keith said, it's weird when the product itself is the thing that is creating the wall. And with WWE, it's many things, right? They create these characters, and it's not really the success of the merch or anything that decides whether they're the top guy or the bottom guy. It's like we don't really have a say, even though they try to make us think we have a say. On top of that, they make it so complicated There's so many channels and streaming service and things to watch the thing, to do the thingy. And once you're there, now they make it over 4 nights, and you can't even have your buddies over because you got to decide, are we going to come over for night 1, night 2? What are we doing? In fact, I just got an email literally before we started recording today, and this actually isn't a terrible idea. They're going to show it on IMAX screens. So you can go to the movie theater, watch night 1 or 2, buy some popcorn and stuff, and maybe, hopefully, be able to enjoy with the other people in the theater. I hope it's not like a shush, be quiet, and watch the show.
No.
So
they're going to show it on IMAX at 1080i.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Because that's the other thing WWE hasn't done is do 4K or surround sound or anything. So
Nope.
But here's the thing, I think with the wrestling thing, so like I'm building my wrestling, I'm slowly adding a couple wrestling figures there, but I am curating my fandom. I'm only buying wrestling figures of non-toxic, thoughtful, progressive wrestlers.
Well, someone's going to have to own the libs on that.
Absolutely. So like I'm like I started with Mick Foley, right? And I'll be adding the thoughtful wrestlers who I am proud to be fans of as people. And
Mick Foley wants nothing to do with any of it anymore. He keeps
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
I love Mick Foley. He's
I find it, the other thing that's kind of crazy about them is they've consolidated so much that when I talk about wrestling, that's what I'm talking about. I haven't even opened my eyes to the other promotions. And maybe that's to my detriment. Maybe that's where I need to sort of try to get back into it.
Honestly, I think I would enjoy AEW more than WWE. I like the wrestling better. I like the politics better. I like the people better. It's just that I don't want to pay for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'm not paying $60. No.
$60?
I can't pay 60, but or like as an HBO subscriber, I get it for like 40. But I'm not paying $40 to watch.
Yeah, it's 40.
anything.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, same. No, those
like
days
I
are
will
over.
pay $40 to see a Broadway show. That is the only thing I'm going to pay $40 for. Period.
I used to not mind like going to a bar and watching it with some friends or whatnot. Or anyway, I guess what we're saying, guys, is we're old now and we don't know how it works. And I think I don't know if this is what you guys are talking about, but I do. At least I'm old enough and I have a job and I can still make decisions for myself. Whereas kids are sort of forced into a lot of these communities, and
yeah, for sure,
it's tough. I think of some of the kids I know that are doing virtual school or whatnot, and they don't have a lot of other social outlets. So you're sort of forced into this internet funnel. And as we know, bajillions of dollars are being spent to guide you to certain types of content. Depending on who's paying the bigger dollars, and that can be scary. It's
scary times. Yeah, it does.
So scary.
Let's actually leapfrog from there to something Ron has been so excited
perhaps
about.
Leap Spider?
Yes. Ron has been so excited about. Now, let's touch base on the Spider-Man franchise, where we sit with it. Before we're going to go ahead and boot the monetization of this channel and do a very critical analysis. You seeing what I'm saying, YouTube? We're going to critically analyze the trailer.
Fair use.
For social commentary. All right? But for Ron, are you a long-term Spidey guy? Tell me all the Spideys.
So, like you, the animated series in the 90s were amazing. We had X-Men, we had Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, we had all this cool stuff. So I was big on Spider-Man from that series right there. And I mean, the Tobey Maguire movie, I just love Spider-Man. He is my number one superhero. Him and Batman. It depends on the day, dude. Depends on the day, but him and Batman. But I just love Spider-Man because he's a good guy and he does the right thing. He's just always does the right thing. And like when I'm feeling down, I'm like, what would Spider-Man do? I swear to God, I say things like that. I really do. Because he does the right thing. So, yeah, and I'm so pumped for this. And what's even better than that, like, my daughter loves Spider-Man. Like, that's our thing. And it's not that she's forced into it. Like, it's funny. Like, I came home and she's watching Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, Spider-Man. I'm like, you really into this? She's like, yeah, duh. Like, she got a Lego Spider-Man head. Like, she's into Spider-Man. So, like,
awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is our summer of Spider-Man. We get to experience it for the first time together in theaters. I'm really pumped for it, man. And it looks amazing. And Tom Holland is great. And he's coming back for 3 more movies. So we're going to get 6 movies of Tom Holland, who is an amazing actor, right?
I do love Tom Holland. Yeah, I got to say.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Keith, your Spider-Man journey?
Yeah, I'm with you, Ron. I think of the superheroes, probably Spider-Man, Batman are my two favorites. I'm with you on that. I like
That's why I know I like you.
I like Spider-Man because again, he's the everyman. He's the kid who's struggling. He's broke and he's trying to get through. Like it's incredibly relatable. Also, all of the Marvel Spider-Mans, they're all shot in Astoria, where I used to live for 15 years. So like, oh, like I almost see my apartment from shots in that movie.
Seriously?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I
didn't know
mean,
that.
the whole sequence take place on the Astoria Boulevard train stop,
Every
which is
train
like where
is our
which
neighborhood.
which is like where I got off every single day. So, that was where I got off the train too. But it was like I really like Spider-Man. They're my favorite of the MCU movies, the Spider-Man ones. So I'm not like a super fan, but like you said about Spider-Man being the guy always trying to do the right thing and that being appealing. To circle back, that's also what Star Trek appeals to me. That's so like I like Star Trek for the same reason you like Spider-Man because it's about people trying to do the right thing.
So you think I'd like Star Trek?
I think you would.
100%, yeah. I went
100%.
in.
I
I
think
don't
you'd
know
love
why
it.
I never had really had Trek on my radar, but I'm a huge fan. I really have enjoyed it. And you can really kind of jump in wherever, whatever
Where'd you-
show kind of.
Hop in with
speaks to
Deep
you.
Space. Start with Deep Space
Deep
Nine and
Space?
go on the journey with us.
Yeah, we have all the reviews up. You're one of the patrons now, so
I saw that. I saw all your reviews on there. I was like, huh, okay. I
yeah.
think I might do that.
Be fun.
I've always loved Superman. Superman's always been a big. I just liked the sort of, the idea of an ideal, not like just a character who wasn't one of us, who wanted to be one of us. There was always something.
Always also trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, which is why I loved the most recent movie. We talked about it ad nauseum. The idea of, like we've been saying, bringing back positivity and as the new punk rock, right? As being a good person, being positive is actually cutting edge now. Spider-Man, however, I've always loved Spider-Man. I love sort of Stan Lee's vision of Spider-Man, like Keith just said, the everyman, the every kid. And growing up, think about it. The dream is, what if I had superpowers? Right? What if I had superpowers? You're a kid and you're maybe an outcast, or you've got, some
You wake
some
up one
challenges.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how awesome would that be? But then they flip the script, right? But you can't tell anybody. And with great power comes great responsibility. And that's such a life lesson you learn by getting old and getting broke, what responsibility is and what and to know that we were actually introduced to that concept early on. I just think it's great. On top of that,
Well-
I would say that media wide, Superman's had a lot of swings and misses. He's had some great successes, but across the board, Spider-Man has been pretty much, I think, the most successful franchise because
Pretty solid. Yeah.
Oh, hands down.
the Tobey Maguire's pretty great. I think they were really ushered in the new superhero era before Marvel really went for it with
For
the
sure.
Avengers kind of canon. But Into the Spider-Verse movies, some of the best films I've ever seen. That's how great they are. And the 3 Spider-Man video games are 3 of the by Insomniac, published by Sony Publishing. Probably 3 of the best video games I've ever played. Just
wanna
like
play
Keith
them
said, I loved living in New York in retrospect. During the time, sometimes it's hard to recognize that you fight against the city so much that you forget it, that it's home. But I'll never forget playing Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man Miles Morales, swinging around the city, swinging over to Queens, and just swinging and walking around my actual neighborhood, my actual block, passing my building in a video game.
Right.
It made me feel, for the first time, like some sort of ownership and home from New York. And that's such a great, awesome feeling I'll never forget. And so I don't know that there's ever been a huge swing and a miss for Spider-Man. And I've loved the Tom Holland's probably the most. What's the most recent one where there's the multiple Spideys, the multiple universe ones?
No Way Home.
That
right?
one was incredible. It kind of flipped the multiverse on its head.
Yeah.
So the one
And this-
problem Marvel has is that Ron was talking about how excited he is for the new one. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I don't actually remember where we're at. So this trailer we're about to watch, for me to get excited like Ronnie, it has to set up where are we? Where are we going? And kind of like forget all the noise of like the fear I think a lot of people coming in is like, do I have to see all 37 of those movies to understand where we are? And so that's the question.
You're not.
So shall we pop in and see it? Or do you have anything, Ron, you want to set up?
Oh, no. We shall pop in and see it. But no, I believe that if you haven't watched the previous movies, you should be fine. If you watch them and you're a nerd like me and a nut like me, you're over the moon excited. But if you don't remember
watch
anything,
them because they're really fun.
They are really fun. They are very fun.
All right, let's go ahead and pop this trailer. Here's the trailer for what's it? Brand New Day?
No, it's oh my god.
That's the first one.
That's the first. Oh my god.
Spider-Man 4.
It's going to tell us.
Brand New Day. I think it's.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it.
It's crazy that that's just special effects now. It's so easy.
Right.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
Doctor Strange made them forget?
Yeah.
What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart.
Now, is that Flash? That's Flash, right?
I don't know.
What is happening to me?
Spider-Man theme?
Oh, God.
I was in the gym, huh?
Dr. Banner?
Yeah.
I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of...
Those are from the comics, Mike. Those scenes right there.
rebirth.
Brand new day. Oh, it's a brand new day, boys. Yeah.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Good take. July 3rd.
Now,
Okay, we're so close.
Yeah. So this reminds me of the animated series season 2, where you got Punisher in it, and he's mutating, so he's trying to find a cure, and he eventually becomes Man Spider. Do you guys remember that?
No.
No.
Oh man, yeah. So he becomes like this giant spider, and he's just wrecking havoc on the town and everything. And Punisher's trying to stop him. This is going to be intense, dude. Dude. Yes. Mike, what do you think? What do you think, man? I'm curious. What do you think?
It does exactly what I want it to, right? Like it reminds me where we're at. It reminds me, oh yeah, I love this character. I also love, and I think it's all of these movies, the thing that always took me out of the Tobey Maguire movies. Now, granted, it was the 90s, right? So it was like hard to, the CGI was what it was, or the early 2000s, I guess. It feels like forever ago. But these movies, the effects always feel like everything we saw in that trailer felt very practical. I'm sure it wasn't, but it felt like a dude in a suit flying through the city, which is what I really like. You know, Ron, you keep bringing it up, and I have to tell you, I remember loving that Spider-Man animated series, loving it.
Yeah, dude.
And I cannot remember it for a damn thing. So I'm getting it tonight. I'm going back and I'm starting to watch it.
Watch season 2 because the movie's going to be based off of season 2. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
excited about it, man. And I think Marvel is ready to. This is like I'm psyched. Yeah, it's you're right. You've got me on the train. Toot toot.
And what I like about it is it's ground level. Right. It is because I think the part where Marvel has sort of lost its way. And for me, I was into the Marvel at the beginning where it was like, we're on Earth, we're in the real world, and we're a superhero in the real world. And isn't that an interesting friction point? And then it like spun off into a gazillion universes, but it was fine because Guardians did it so well. So I enjoyed that. And then it spun into microverses and multiverses, and it's sort of it's like a tornado that sort of spun itself out. And I love the idea of zooming back in. Like, okay, all right, big whatever. Can we get back to the character-based small pieces? Let's be in the real world and have superpowers in the real world. Because if everybody has superpowers, nobody has superpowers, and then it's just noise. And this feels much more compelling to me.
Well, let me add two things to you guys, because again, this is all I've been doing all week long. Number one, Marvel realizes the mistakes they made. So they're pretty much retconning a lot of things that happened. In fact, for Doomsday, this last phase, most of it never happened. Doomsday is going to start where Endgame finished. It's starting right there. That's number one. So they realized their mistakes. Number two, this is how cool Tom Holland is. He went under disguise in forums. He wanted to see what the fans wanted in a movie. And before he signed his new contract, he went to Sony. He said, I want this. We are getting a real Spider-Man movie. And that's what that trailer just showed you. If you are a Spider-Man fan, we are about to get it. And I remember the teaser trailer. He's like, you ready? That is what he meant. Are you ready? I don't know. Are you guys really ready for a real, true Spider-Man comic book movie? Let's go.
I feel like that's what the Spider-Verse movies have been, right? Spider-Verse, why I've loved those is because I'm like, these are comic book movies, and it feels like a comic book. And if they can get that feel into the film, I really think, because the Marvel kind of juggernaut has gotten pretty serious, right? Those, especially the end games, which were great. Don't get me wrong, all great movies. But you sort of had to do you had to have a lot of pre-knowledge. You had to sort of know what was going on. You couldn't just popcorn movie it, right? I want to get back. That's why we loved the Avengers, as Keith said, or I'm sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy, because you're like, they're popcorn movies at the end of the day. Just get some popcorn and have fun. And I love that out of this. I guess my only lingering question is, how long are we going to do the MJ tease? Because these movies don't come out very often, so I hate sitting with the will they, won't they. Like, do we...
They did for like 2 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we did it though, but then we achieve it. Now we've retconned it back. We've reset it. So as long as he gets some of his friends back, clearly gets Dr. Banner back. Like, let's get a couple of friends back. Of course, he can't just be mopey the whole time.
It's all about the hunt, Mike. It's all about the hunt. It's about the chase.
Yeah, but I think you're right. It can't be dour the whole time.
No,
I love grounding. I love him dealing with the stakes of the consequences of his choice, and you can't just immediately wink out the consequences. But yes, it can't be dour the whole time. It's part of what makes Tom Holland so charming is that he's having fun, and the character is a kid, and the kid is having fun. So balancing the sweet and the salty, I think is going to be where this thing succeeds or fails. But I trust in Tom Holland. Well, you want to know why? Because Tom Holland is a theater kid.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Theater kids give a crap about what they're doing.
What about
is he a theater kid?
He was an original Billy Elliot.
Yeah, he's been at every level, baby.
Those Billy Elliot kids have to be phenomenal, prodigy level dancers, which is why he's so good. I mean, like he was a West End Billy Elliot. You should watch. There's a pro shot of Billy Elliot that you should watch and imagine Tom Holland doing it, because the dancing that he had to do as like a 12-year-old, just unbelievable.
Sometimes
which is
on Saturday nights, Keith will watch a production of Billy Elliot, very dark in his basement, just thinking about Tom Holland, and that's it gets. Speaking of dour, it's
I don't exist for that comment. That wanted a very dour is not the word.
No, Tom Holland, awesome. Yeah, Ron, you're right, man. I'm psyched for it.
So now, are you that psyched that Keith, you're going to come up and we're going to see it that weekend or what?
No.
If you think I'm leaving the basement, I mean, come on, buddy.
I had to try.
He might go over to Chinatown though and get one of those like old DVD bootlegs they used to sell on the subway, like somebody just filming it, eating a churro
on a camcorder.
Yeah,
I remember those.
You know, Ron, we also have to talk about production meeting. I think it's next week, April 1st. Yeah, next week we got to go see Mario. So we can talk
yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
what day
definitely.
We're gonna go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so beat change. The other thing I want to talk about, guys, because we haven't had the big conversation about AI and whether it's destroying our lives or potentially has any positives, but there are certain things, there's certain industries I don't mind seeing completely decimated. And one of those are car salesmen. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I have never had a positive experience buying a car by walking into a dealership, talking to another salesperson, and then talking to their financing person and spending my entire day there feeling financial shame, feeling beaten into submission, feeling bullied into a decision I'm not ready to make, and having no recourse if, God forbid, they trick me into a bunch of predatory loans and stuff, right? And let me tell you, that's happened to me many times. And so a few days ago, I've always owned one car since we moved home. My mom had sold me for a very low, affordable price her Honda from 2009. We took over all of the upkeep and whatnot. It served its purpose. We were so happy to have a second car, but it's so old and she drove it so little that though it had very low mileage, the car was basically like disintegrating. All of the rubber gaskets around the ceiling of the mirrors were like dying, and the paint was chipping off, and the car was just too old. 2009 doesn't sound old, but that's a long time ago. No. So finally, the starter went, the battery is dying, we needed a new TPMS system, which is like sensors in the tires, which means we needed tires, and there's like a hefty bill a-coming to keep the car alive. And so we decided we were going to get a new car. My brother, I wish he was here for this episode, but had done Carvana recently. I'd read some reviews, and I just couldn't see how it couldn't just be a scam. How can you just buy a car on the internet and then they deliver it to your door? But anyway, we go on. I had done some Blue Book stuff with the card. I talked to a Honda dealership about what our car was worth for a trade-in. They were offering like $1,800 to $2,400 or so. I go on Carvana, I type in the VIN number, blah, 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 blah. $3,700. I was like, wow, that's substantially better. Let's look to see what they've got. So Jen and I typed in how much mileage we wanted for our new car. We said we wanted under 40,000 or under 50,000 miles, and we want to spend X amount of money in monthly payments. What's the longest loan you're willing to accept? We would say, well, no more than 60 months, blah, blah, blah. Here's a sheet of cars. We took each one of those cars and all the pictures and all of the information they gave us. We popped that into ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT, hey, here are the goals, here are the things we want, here are the features we want. Scan it, said, here are the top 3 choices. We go through the top 3 choices. We look at all the pictures. Jen loves a picture. And she's like, I like that car. I was like, okay. We click on that car. 4 seconds go by. It says you're approved for this amount of money. We'll give you this much for your trade-in. Click buy. I click buy. Okay, are you going to be home tomorrow? Yeah. So yesterday at 1 o'clock, this Jamie was his name, called me up. He's like, hey, I'm going to be there in 15 minutes. Do you have any questions? I was like, no, but I do feel weird. Like, I haven't driven this car. He's like, oh, no. I'll drop it off. You drive it for as long as you want. He's like, and then if I leave, you have 400 miles or 7 days to decide I don't want this. I was like, okay. So he came over. He dropped the car off. He took a couple pictures of my car, loaded it up. I signed 3 pieces of paper. I showed him my driver's license and our proof of insurance. And then I had a car. All told, from when I clicked on the website through delivery, not counting the day in between, like actual time working on it, I would say 40 minutes. Less than an hour. The car's nice. It's wonderful. And if we don't like it, we have 400 miles for any reason. 400 miles or 7 days. We get up to 3 swaps for free, which means I can be like, you know what? We want a more expensive car. I can do this QR code. I pick a different car. They drop it off. They take the old one. I can do that 3 times and get the car I want. I never spoke to a human being other than lovely Jamie, who came and refused a tip, even though he was so nice. So I spent $0 out of pocket. 0.
You refused a tip?
Can't take it because they don't pay. Yeah. They have no overhead, so they pay these guys enough. He says he loves his job. He was so lovely, this guy.
So do you have like a mechanic that you trust? You can say like, hey, will you give this the one over and confirm all the stuff that we know?
I have to take it for inspection because I have to have Pennsylvania. They can't. The one thing they can't do because they're from Delaware, this particular, is inspect the car. So or let it pass inspection. So I have to take it for inspection. So I'll take it to my guy. But like I said, you don't have to give any reason. You have 400 miles to decide I don't want this car, and your trade value just transfers to the new loan to the new car. Like it all just ports over because you do your financing through Carvana. It's wonderful. I got the exact loan terms I wanted. Right at first, they tried to offer me a 75-month loan to keep the payment really low, but I'm not interested in all that interest. So interest rate was pretty good. It's as good as, if not better, than some of the other places I'd shopped. And most importantly, like the truth of the matter is, I don't need someone to sell me a car. Most people going to buy a car know exactly what they want. They know the payment they want. They know the type of car they want. They know how many miles, if you're buying a used car at least. And I was like, well, is this just for used cars? He's like, sometimes we do sell some new cars, a lot of lease turnover. And he's like, I just dropped off a Corvette. The person before I bought a Kia Forte, right? I'm a poor person, but
hey, I'm a Kia guy.
Yeah,
don't make fun of the Kias. Come on,
I drive a Hyundai. Cars. It's basically the same car. So,
oh please,
yeah,
believe what I drive.
I couldn't believe how awesome it was, and
that's cool.
It felt very much like, remember Redbox back in the day?
Yes.
Right? Like between the moment between Blockbuster and Netflix was Redbox. You would, instead of going to the store, you just go to the thing and it'd fall out. It feels like that. It feels like we're one step before, we don't even do car salesmen anymore. It's just, this is how we do, the internet does car sales.
I like it. I mean, I would want to I'd want to kick the tires a lot on the process and like because you're trusting a lot of what they are saying in terms of what the car is, but that's also true at the dealership. That's
Correct.
Also true everywhere else. And in this setup, like, because I've got a great like mechanic next door who will like go and like give it a real tight once over so that I can then figure that out. I mean,
but you can read about their inspection process online. You can read you can go read all about that. You also, if you live near a major city, I do. I could have also chosen up to 3 cars that I wanted. They will deliver them all to Philadelphia, the place. I can drive them all and make a decision there or not. Go back home, make a decision, and then call. Because there's no overhead, they have they can offer you a lot of freedom that you aren't given. There's no hard sell. There's nobody breathing down your neck. There are some cars, if it's coming from further than so and far, they will charge a delivery fee. But if you live near a major metropolitan city, there was no cars I liked that needed a delivery fee. I just have to say, like, because my situation was very specific. I knew exactly what I wanted, right, as far as features. So I could filter the search by that, and then it was just a matter of making a choice. And, like he said, if there's anything, like there's one little stain on one of the seats in the back that we can't get out. It was disclosed, but he's like, if you don't like that in 3 days, right? He's like, just swap the car. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
I have never purchased a car in my life.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh,
thing.
God bless you. Yeah, it sucks, dude. I got upsold.
I lived in Queens. Lived in Queens for the first 20 years of my adult life. You don't need a car. And then my parents gave me their old car as a divorce present. So
that's wonderful.
I'm rocking my 2012 Chevy Cruze. Woo!
Well, what happens, and Ron can attest to this, is what happens to me a lot is, especially if you have to finance the car. If you're buying something in cash, it's a completely different story. If you're financing something, they put such a wad of papers in front of you that my brain needs to boil it down. So what I boil it down to is, what do I have to pay out of pocket per month? Yeah. When you do that, it's very easy for them to be like, yeah. Oh, you only want $200 a month? We can do that. Next thing you know, you're paying $12,000 in interest because you have a 12-year loan on this car. Right, Ron?
Yeah, that's me right now, buddy. Yep.
And
And they bully you too. They kind of they bully, they shame you. They financially shame you. And your family's there in front of you and you want to look tough in front of my kids.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I can afford it. And no, I can't afford it.
That's called hard sales. And it's not that you can't do that math. It's that under pressure and then you start to think, oh, well, a lot of times they'll hide the better features. Oh, you want heated seats? Or you want this little bit of thing? We're going to put in the next trim and that next trim. Now you should get this coverage. And before you know it, you've signed every paper and you have to go back after the fact to get yourself out of the shit.
That sounds like hell to me. I'm so glad I would never do that.
It is hell. But you would do it because you would walk into that dealership and it's over. So what I'm saying to you is, all I did here is I said, and everything I ran everything through AI, not to be like, tell me what to do, but to be like, is this a better loan or a worse loan? What's the amount of money extra I will pay over the 6 years? And so it broke it all down. And I was like, okay, and it may help me. It was like, this is what I would advise you to do based on your goals. And it was the best. So that was yesterday. I'll check in again next week because there's two problems I foresee. Problem one, obviously, could be a lemon or what, I don't like the car or whatnot, in which case I could swap it. So cool. But more so, you're telling me I can trade it in already? You're telling me I can try out 3 more cars?
See, that's scary and dangerous for someone like me. Because
now I'm like, well,
Yeah.
why don't I just go try with a couple extra, maybe that Honda Civic? Maybe I should try that out. I mean, I'm not going to do that because I will say the biggest issue is I live in a townhome community, and just a huge Carvana truck coming and rolling a car off, all the looky-loos, and I was like, please don't look at me. It's just a Kia.
It's used.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It has a stain.
But I can't unsee that stain. I'm already looking at seat covers. I'm so glad to report that in my experience, and the experience of my brother as well, and a few other folks I'd spoken with, it is not a scam. It is what they say it is. That's not to say you can't get a shitty car from there. I'm sure it's totally possible, especially what people do to leases. God knows. But my experience was super, super positive. So this is a +1 for Carvana. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them.
Right.
But
put a pin in that for a couple of weeks and see if that's still true. But honestly, that sounds like if I, God forbid, ever need another car,
I spoke to 0 salesmen during this process. 0.
See, wow. I'm just not a car person.
Yeah, me neither.
If I ever get rich, my goal, I've had this plan practically my entire life. I'm going to buy a brand new Toyota Camry hybrid. The Camry that I had growing up, put 300,000 miles on it before it was even getting warmed up. I want to use that car for the rest of my days.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. My mom's 2009 Honda Civic. We just had over 105,000 miles on it. We probably had another 200, 300,000 miles on this engine. I wish I could have taken the engine and put it in another car because the car disintegrated before the engine had any problems. That's how good Hondas are. The car literally was disintegrating. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Let's get this done. Ron.
I completely forgot Invincible is back out.
Oh.
Robert Kirkman, Invincible. Yes, which, Keith, I got a bone to pick with you because you told me last year, I'll watch it, Ron. I'll check it out. Have you watched it yet, sir?
I've watched the first 2 episodes. Thank you very much.
Okay, my fault. So I'm not going to give any spoilers, but guys, here it is. This is Robert Kirkman, who is probably one of the greatest comic book writers of our generation. And this is he's a guy that does The Walking Dead. And as you know in The Walking Dead, not the TV show, the comic book, because there's a completely different, no one is safe.
I love that comic. Love that
Yes.
comic.
Oh my God. The comic is so good, dude. What Governor did to Michonne. Wow. Anyway, this is his stab at the superhero genre. Wow. It starts where season 3 ended. And season 3 was probably the best season. Season 3 went off with a bang. It starts with a bang. The only thing I don't like is Amazon, they get you hooked. You get 3 episodes in a row, which are an hour, so I binged that. And I want the 4th one. But I got to wait till Wednesday. And my Wednesday is crazy. I work all day and night. So thank you, Amazon. Thank you. But no, guys, I think you both would love it, man. It's really dark. It's sick. It's twisted. It's the complete opposite of Spider-Man doing the right thing.
What about?
But it reminded me a lot of The Boys.
Yeah, compare me.
It is. Yeah. 100%, dude.
The Boys,
like these superheroes are flawed.
I watched the first season, and it was funny, the kind of darkness. I don't know. The Boys didn't work for me. I can't explain it. My brother implores me to continue on with it. I don't think I will. But
I think the first season is the weakest season. I think it gets better as it goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you'd love it, Mike, but it's pretty dark and pretty nasty. But
which one, Invincible or The Boys?
No, The Boys. The Boys is The Boys is on another level.
The Boys is basically the superhero version of our actual world that we live in today.
If I had to pick one of the two, if I could only pick one of the two, so much to watch.
Probably The Boys, because it's really it is political. Yeah. Like Keith just said, it's just the world today.
It's super relevant.
Yeah, it really is.
So neither.
It's funny. The fandom's in Canada.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but Invincible, dude, check it out. Season 4 just came out. 3 episodes are streaming right now. New episodes come on Wednesdays. I think like 8 in the morning they come out. So
The Boys is Amazon too?
Yeah, Amazon's cooking, brother.
As the kids say, they got Fallout as well, and I do love me my Fallout. All right, Keith.
I didn't finish that yet.
All right, my weekly rad, I think, is good advice for all of us, and that it is springtime. And
this
it's
was
time
last
to get out of
week.
the basement.
Nope, this was last
week.
week.
No, because I got a specific thing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were recycle, reuse, renew already.
I don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago, let alone what I said last. But for me, it's I'm going to go planting bushes. Right, I have a backyard that's kind of exposed, and I've had so much fun planting sort of like bushes for privacy around. It's a small little yard, but I like photoshopping it exactly right, and we've finally discovered which bush grows fastest to like build a privacy wall. And so it's been so much fun. I had to work really hard to figure out what the species is, and so I'm actually going to dig up and move 5 different bushes out of the far end and move them to the side and replace the entire back with all of that type of, it's called the California privet. It grows up like crazy. So weird. I'm excited about going out with a shovel and like sweating my balls off to move bushes around, but like make stuff grow. It's nice. Excited about it.
Sounds like a lot of work. I mean, it sounds fun, but like a lot of work. I'm a lazy guy, and but cool for you, dude. Cool.
Look, I was raised on a farm. I don't mind, working a little bit, throwing some soil around. But it's fun because you get to watch it grow, and it gives you markers for time, and
that's pretty cool, then.
And then the neighbors disappear. That's the best part. You really got to think about the neighbors like minding their own business.
Luckily, this week, all available now, streaming or video on demand. Send Help. The Rachel McAdams
that's out now?
comedy is out now, yeah. And Ron, if you follow my server, you have access to it.
Yeah, sweet, dude. Thanks.
Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair, which I've been so excited about. They've combined it's the cut of both movies together.
No,
and Wuthering Heights, which I watched. I'll reserve comment because we're really championing things we like. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which is the Sam Rockwell like time travel thing, which I'm really excited about. But above all, there is a podcast I follow. But they recommended a movie called Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. It's by this Canadian musical comedy duo. It's an independent film. It's being released by Neon. It is available streaming on demand today. I know nothing about it, but I've been told this is going to be one of my movies of the year. Until then, though, keep on doing the things you find fun and do not let anybody yuck your yum. We'll be back next week. Till then, keep on geeking on.